Howdy folks, Doc here with LastPass Tool, and the kind of lowly, simple little cutter crimper tools that are long, I think fly under the radar, mainly because you don't see a whole lot of activity going on the front end, and we're used to seeing, stuff where there's all sorts of choices and cutters and crimpers and strippers, but this is actually an excellent design, very handy, especially with that little nipper right up at the front to get a good clean grab on a wire and then just snip it off right up the front. Nice. It also, the Milwaukee, I'll point this out, does have some kind of reaming texture on it for what that's worth. But anyway, I figured for the automotive side this might be something of interest. A lot of people use small ones like this Snap-on. It's just excellent. It does have the stripping capability under the pivot, which some people like, some people hate. I think you need both. But this one on the front end, it's got a little teeny weeny cutter right here, and then two crimpers, and then a little grabbing face. And I love that tiny little grabber, just like a piece of plier right up at the front. Teeny weeny piece of the plier. But these are great. And one of the reasons is simply because it cuts to the chase. Literally. You can snap, the wires exactly how you need them, and then you grab whatever it is, obviously not that, and then you can use your crimper, even at a distance. Big, huge amount of leverage, especially if you get some of those beefier, harder crimper, or harder couplers when you want to smash those things down. But overall, a tool like this, very simple. These are about 29 bucks for this version. My favorite happens to be this one. I've had this for many years. This is about 39. It's still made. I don't see them everywhere. You can see it's got, maybe even some more traditional Klein forging on it. They don't spend as much time polishing it up. And I do like those handles. Ideal. They've got this version, excuse me, here. Little variation on the way they do the crimper, but again, a good cutting. Now this is something to notice. You see those don't even touch when they hit, but if I squeeze it, then they do. So that's how Ideal has handled it. On the other hand, it's kind of a bummer here on this Klein, this particular one. If you look, it's a little hard to see. Maybe a better white might show it up. It actually doesn't close fully right up at the tip. There you can see that. And if I squeeze hard, it still doesn't close. Not a huge deal, but kind of a letdown. I wondered maybe, is there any way that's a feature? My favorite one, rock solid close, just instant darkness right across the board. And then of course the Milwaukee seems to work just fine. Same thing. But if you don't have a pair of these, keep your eye out. I mean, look at the length of that thing. It's over 9 inches long here, which gives you plenty of reach, plenty of leverage, and it's kind of surprising just how effective it is to have that little teeny weeny cutter right up at the front. Especially if you're doing smaller, trailer wiring, automotive gauge stuff. Just get it in there, line up your connector, whatever it is, and then crunch down on it. To me, it's a little bit simpler than trying to use the crimpers on the inside. I find these almost unusable in a lot of cases, because you might not have enough room with the wire. Trying to wedge this thing in there to couple it. And sometimes that's when you tighten the wire, and then you've got your handle you've got to get out of there. That's where these really shine. Just as to have that crimper right up in the front. Just got to maintain a little bit of awareness, because you got a cutter right next to the crimper. But also keep an eye on the crimpers. Make sure that they don't close fully. I have seen some designs like this where this crimper closes completely, touches up against the end. So Milwaukee's pretty close. But if you smash it a little too far, you may just cut the crimp in half, cut the coupler. But anyway, it's a great tool, well copied, not a lot going on, flying under the radar. If you want, spend the extra 10 bucks and get the stripping option. But overall, something like this, just an outstanding design, outstanding tool. And with that, Doc out.